Hey guys, this is Lukey. This is your coach of the Olivine City Beacons, and this is my week 2 postcom of the Gen 8 UU Drafters Paradise Draft League. His holds is Chad Swamperton, and this guy, one of the better players in the league for sure. Immediately at Team Builder or at the team preview, you can see where his skill shines because I had prepped to shit for Gengar, and he didn't bring it because he saw how my team matched up, and you see a lot of creativity here. This was the first of 4 losses for me between the 2 leagues, so I'm hurting a little bit. Oh, no, don't want to be there. And here's where, if you watched my week 1 video and you hear me talk about how this was exactly how I wanted the team to perform, this is a great example of how the team shouldn't perform. And it started with their coach in me, who did not bring the right tools to task. I thought I was ready for most things. I brought Decidueye thinking I could break through. But the biggest mistake, as you can see right off the bat, Alakazam. I got cute and thought, I'll try and bring Expanding Force and take advantage of the terrain set by Indeedee and somehow rely on Focus Blast to do anything. Meanwhile, the biggest threat to me, and it should have been clear from team preview, is that if Togekiss is out of play at any point, Pangoro, which he brought Scarfed, is going to run right through me. And I brought Alakazam as a safeguard with the Focus Sash, so that if I ever got into a situation where I'm outsped and somebody's rampaging, I got one shot. And I didn't bring the one tool I needed. And that's where good prep is so important, and bad prep is going to sink you. Because if I change Expanding Force out for Dazzling Gleam, this match has a different connotation. But as we'll see as we go through, you can see just how great my opponent plays consistently. So I think, I'm going to lead Rocks. I brought Miltank to set up Stealth Rocks and do damage to Gengar with Scrappy Body Slam. And he brings out Pangoro, so I'm immediately, behind the 8 ball. Luckily, he goes close combat, and this is, I didn't, where he bluffs, that he's not something other than Scarf. I should have guessed there, but I bring in Togekiss, who is the one answer to this thing. And, again, I get some good luck here, but I'm stuck with, my lack of fire type moves and lack of fire type Pokemon on the team really hurts here, because Piloswine is able to come in and do what he needs to do. But here, Togekiss is a shaky Pokemon to have out against Piloswine. It's also my defogger. I don't believe I brought defog on anything else, because I brought Articuno to be offensive, and I brought Decidueye to be super offensive. So I've got Togekiss, running double duty here, and this is where the match is lost quite quickly, because Togekiss is being asked to do too many things. Keep rocks off the field, which I don't know why I spent so much time, because my team doesn't really care about rocks. And I should have seen that, but here, he identifies that and brings in Vikavolt, and now Togekiss is, again, my best answer to Vikavolt, and it gets the flamethrower off, but Togekiss is now crippled, and I've got, I bring Crocodile in to finish him off, but, Togekiss is in a world of hurt here. And I believe in KO range, yep. And he finishes off Togekiss. And at this point, I think the match is still winnable, but it's clear at this point that my blanket for this, the Hurricane Miss just doesn't even matter. But boy, if you're watching all these videos posted on the same day, that's a lot of Hurricane Misses. I'm bringing Air Slash. so I'm finally able to get Miltank in and get rocks because I need some help. And Miltank at this point does nothing to anybody else. So I've got Articuno here. Articuno is at this point my only saving grace. There, I get the Hurricane off and I take out Piloswine. But really, there's another thing that I didn't account for in prep was Primarina. And I thought Decidueye would handle Primarina better than I thought, but you got to get in there to be able to do anything first. And this is where I didn't realize that at this point that Pangoro was Scarf, because he could have outsped Togekiss naturally. So Decidueye goes down doing absolutely nothing. And it cost me in the next week's match because I thought, wow, Decidueye, terrible performance. Is he going to help me at all? I miss another Hurricane with Articuno, and that's just the game we play, folks. It looks like at this point that Articuno's going to have to make a choice between, taking out Indeedee and being healthy. And then in comes Primarina, and this is where, a cautionary tale, this season I've tried to draft a lot with U-Turn, Volt Switch, a lot of momentum Pokemon. But you can already see watching my videos this season that sometimes I brought U-Turn on Pokemon that U-Turn didn't need to be brought. You get momentum, you got a little chip damage, but when you're doing, 8 or 9%, just switch. Especially if you're faster. If you're slower and it's bringing in something that you need that's safe, great. But in this case, I've had Jumpluff in my low tier videos and Articuno in this U-turning around when they don't need to be. And really what Articuno needed here were two things, and I was a fool. I brought Ice Beam instead of Freeze Dry. Freeze Dry would have allowed me to get in the door with Primarina and at least knock it low. Because otherwise, great matchup. Articuno can roost on this thing all day, but I can't do a goddamn thing to Primarina. And even with the special attack drop, I get the crit. Yeah, that did 29%. Freeze Dry is pretty much a 2-hit KO, and he gets the crit, but the damage was done already in the team builder. Articuno needed Toxic there for Primarina, and I at this point, we're at the end game, and I'm doing the calculations, and Focus Sash, Alakazam, Timid is just not strong enough, and I'm, I guess 2 Psychics would have taken it out, but I didn't have Dazzling Gleam, and it means that the match is over. He's going to win. It's just a matter of how he does it. And he brings in Appleton to, basically play with his food at this point. I think, does he do Iron Defense, Body Press? Yes. Again, amazing set. So underrated in draft. Catches so many people off guard on defensive mons. And you see we have a little discussion after, but, yeah, it was a close match, but in terms of my prep, the match was already over. Articuno not having Freeze Dry could have really used Toxic. These are the little lessons that will help hopefully propel me from good to a player that, can start really threatening the better players in the league. So, I don't know if Chad's your real name, but great match. Thanks for teaching me a lesson in prep, and that you don't always need to bring your big guns, and just using things in creative ways to be your win conditions. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.